Shiba.
Hey y'all, welcome back to another Miss Space City rolling session. Today we're going to be rolling up some rose wraps, some Blazy Susans. Got some glass tips here. We're also going to go over glass tip care. Threw me off. All right. Let's get into these comments, see who's in here. We got Space City Cannabis. What's up, everyone? Smash that like button. I appreciate you guys liking, commenting, and sharing. We have about 71 subscribers already. So I appreciate you guys hitting that subscribe button. Today we're going to be rolling up some of this baby cedar. I have it ground up already. This is some of the homegrown. All right, let's push that over a little bit. Make sure you guys can see it. I got this nice little border that I made. Pretty cool. And drop in the comments if you guys have ever tried these. They're rose wraps made with real rose, tobacco free. And it comes with 2 of them, and it comes with like a little stick too. That's pretty cool for being able to like push the bud down. So there's 2 of these. I'm only going to need 1 for now. We're also going to be using this glue gar. If you guys have never used this, it's really simple. It's kind of like a little brush. You just stroke it on there instead of your saliva. And then to take some out, you just click a couple times like that, and it comes out right here. Once it's done, make sure you put the top back on. It does get dried out if you don't. If it does get dried out, just rub your fingers on it a little bit and it'll soften the brush back up. So we're going to be using that one. And then here's a couple different glass tips. I'll show you the one that I'm going to use for this one. But here's a couple different glass pieces. If you guys ever get pre-rolls or anything like that that have glass pieces, you can, of course, reuse them. I'll go over how to clean them in just a bit. But these are a couple different ones. So we have a nice blue one. They all range from, I think it's maybe 8 to 12 millimeter. They're all kind of different sizes. This was from Can & Co. So this was from a pre-roll as well. We have a nice rainbow looking one right here. That one's a super wide one. That one's probably maybe a 12 millimeter, the real big one. And another nice like white pearl one right here. And then this is some dino teeth actually in here. So some of these glass pieces you'll need to put, it's best to put like a little paper filter, like one of these raw. So I'll show you how to do that. Just so you don't get any little pieces of bud in your mouth. And then this is the one that we're actually going to be using. It's a rip tip. So if you look real close right here, you can see that it has all these different holes in it, kind of like a filter that's already built in. All right, so we'll put these away. And like I said, we're going to be using this nice little rip tip right here. Open this up. It has a nice plastic piece that goes all the way around it. Make sure it stays nice and fresh. And this is the little stick, but you know, we use a pencil, so we could just put that to the side for now. And you can see right here, that's going to be the side that's going to close down like this. So I'm going to open it up just a bit, and it's actually pretty big. It's almost like a Element's maybe extra large size. Take our bud, sprinkle it in like so, nice and even all the way back and forth. And it's kind of going to roll itself. You can already see it, how it curls naturally. Just want to make sure all the bud is on that side and it covers it. There we go. Take my pencil. I'm going to just kind of press it down just to close off all those little air gaps that are in there. You can already see, look at that, it's already almost done. I like to start in the middle on these and press lightly and kind of go towards the edge. I do these a little differently than the blunts or anything else where it's a left to right. This one more, you're trying to get real good and centered in the middle and then work your way out. Especially because we have such a long tip. That's why I left a good amount of space right here. So push that down just a bit. Kind of tuck all that bud in there. Make sure it's nice and not too tight, but tight enough to stay in place. We'll take our tip. You want it as close to the edge as possible so you don't have any little Scooby snacks right here. And then same technique, you're gonna take this part right here and just pinch it as much as you can. This paper is not delicate at all. It's pretty thick, just like if you were touching a rose, so I wouldn't be too scared about ripping these. There we go. Feels pretty tight right there. Make sure that's all good. So now we'll take our glue gar. Like I said, just a couple clicks. And it's gonna come out right here in the middle. So what I like to do just to get a feel for where it's at is kind of brush it on there until I see some start coming out and I know it's ready to put along that top piece. Ooh, I haven't used this in a little while. Well, maybe there's none in there. Oh, there it goes, there it goes, there it goes. So I'll do it real lightly since a lot came out. I'll do it real light all the way to the end. And then right here, I'll do it right by my thumb. There we go. And then you can go over this edge right here just to make it a nice like crease. See that? It's a little loose, but you can always go back, pop it open, and just redo this part. There we go. And then just follow the line all the way down. Kind of like you're just painting a canvas. There we go. All right, give it just a sec to dry. It's pretty quick drying. It doesn't take too long. I just like to pinch it closed real good. Make sure it's not going to open. Remember to close that. And like I said, if this gets dried out, you forget the top, just brush it a little bit and the bristles will come right back. So right here, we're going to do the same table tap method. All right, that feels good. Take our pencil. Make sure this is all nice and glued so nothing comes out. There we go. Let me just close off this last little piece right here. And this is why I like to use the glue, because these really need something sticky to close them. They don't work too good if I lick them, so definitely prefer glue gar on these. All right, and you can always add more at the end, but what I'm going to do just to make it quick is cut it off, and it'll smoke just fine. There you go. Push that in just a little bit more so it doesn't come out. There you go. So we'll light this one up and go over some of these glass care tips, how to reuse them. We're going to use a torch on this one. All right, let's see who else is in these comments. Oh, go up, go up, go up. Be Real says, yo, what's up, Be Real? Good morning, good morning. Hope you're having a good day. He says, I'm taking a Super Boof rosin dab on break. Man, that sounds like a really good break. I don't know if I would come back from that break. Space City Cannabis says, what's up, Be Real? Oh, Space City says noise. Be Real says, I love using glass tips now. I really only want glass tip in my J's. Yeah, me too. I've learned to really appreciate these glass tips. I feel like the airflow is really good. Something I learned from Space City was making sure you use them the right way and roll them the right way. So, for instance, like this one, you would have the whole thing in there, and like there's so much airflow that goes in here that it cools it down. So, I definitely have started to be a big fan of glass tips, and especially how they're reusable, so you don't have to keep buying them all the time. Space City says glass tips make me feel fancy. They sure do. I feel like you could charge an extra 5, 10 on a roll just for having a glass tip. I would definitely pay an extra $5 or $10 if it came with a nice rip tip, or even those dino teeth. I would pay like a little extra for them dino teeth. Ruben Wall says, "Hey, what's up, Miss Space City and Space City? Good morning, Ruben. How you doing, Ruben? I hope y'all have a good hump day, good middle of the week." He also says, "What's up to Be Real?" Space City, what's up, Ruben? Ooh, salute, Ruben, salute. Oops. Oh yeah, great roll. Thank you, Ruben. I try my best around here. He says, "Hey, Space, I'm great." Nice, nice, nice. All right, let's try using this torch. It should burn off just this last little bit right here. Look at that. There we go. You can already start seeing it spark up. So it doesn't have to be perfect at the very tip. You could just cut most of it, but the last little bit of that rose wrap will just burn right off. So it'll be just fine. You can already see it's going to have a real nice fat cherry on there. Ooh, perfect. There we go. Now these have a very distinct flavor to me. The rose wrap will complement a flower that goes with it, and if it doesn't go with the right flower, it kind of tastes funny, but I think this one's actually pretty good with the baby cedar. It tastes pretty sweet. I'm definitely a fan of like a sweet and floral, fruity, if it's not any kind of garlic available. There you go. Pass that to Space. Let's see where we were with the comments. B-Real says, "Hey, Ruben. Hey, Ruben Walls." Ruben Walls says, "Hitting some peach maraschino live resin dab." That sounds good. That sounds like something super like sweet and citrus too. What's the flavor? Share the flavor with us. He said, "What's up, Ruben? You're all amongst friends. How many of us have them? Friends." Be Real said, "I tried those rose cones from Blazy Susan last year on the Austin trip. They were floral." Oh yeah, for sure. These have definitely been one of my favorite like rolls, papers, blunts, or whatever to choose from. I think the first time I had them was maybe like 2 years ago, and it was really good. Then I started doing my own pre-rolls in these, and people really liked them. So I definitely recommend it. But like I said, you got to find the right flower to go with it because it has a very distinct flavor. You can see it's smoking pretty even. Ash looks good. I don't know if we'll be able to get a resin ring through this. This thing's it's pretty thick, but we'll see. We'll see. Space City with his ooh-wee. Says, gotta love the rip tip. So that's the tip right here that we use. You can see it has a bunch of holes and it just kind of goes through the entire blunt like that. That's a rip tip. This one was a surrogate cannabis hash hole. I think that's what it came on. Ruben Wall says, very nice from Jagarose 420. Nice. Yeah, what's y'all's favorite vendor right now? Who's got a favorite vendor? Or a favorite product from a vendor? There you go. There we go, there we go. All right, let's bring these glass tips back. And like I said, they're reusable. Almost every single glass piece, as long as you clean it. Have some dino teeth, Can & Co, a couple different colorful ones. So we have some soaking over here. I'm going to show you guys what those look like because there's a whole bunch of them. Open it up so you guys can see it. Well, these are all just glass tips and they've been soaking in alcohol overnight. I'll show you exactly how those got in there. So you're going to take all your little glass tips that you leave in here, right? And they're really easy to take off. So this paper part, you can just push it down. It's easier with gloves. I recommend using gloves just so you don't get this ash and everything, but I'm going to just show you real quick how to do one. So you'll take this paper off right here. And if you have a toothpick or something that's kind of small like this that you could just poke in there, the filter will come out. And then this is what you're going to put in the alcohol. And you see how dirty that is? That's from all that schmook. So now once you clean that off, then you soak it in the alcohol in that like tub that we had. After that, you can put it in some soapy water and just make sure that they dry. Once they're 100% dry, then you'll put them in the container like so. And as you roll, you can just pick from whichever kind. And do be gentle because sometimes you'll have them crack on the sides right here. So just be real careful with that. But we have all kinds of different tips in here. There's like some orange piece in there. We got a smoothies. I like these because this one fits these raw papers perfectly. So you would take a raw paper like this, you would just fold it up, do a little Z fold on it, roll it up, and then stick it in there and the whole thing fits just like that. Ruben Wall says smoking great with the smoke emojis. Can't get these two. There it goes. Be Real says, I'm going to make a hash hole cone later using moon bow flour and peach rings rosin. Ooh, I need to see that because I don't know how to do a hash hole cone. Is that like you just roll it into a cone or like you roll the cone first and then drop the rosin in? I definitely need to see how you do that. Oh, did I show that? There we go. Ruben Wall says, crumble from Miracle and resins and crumbles from J. Rose. Nice. Yeah, that crumble from Miracle of the Desert, I've actually been enjoying that. That was my first time trying crumble, and I think it was pretty good. The smell on it wasn't really much, but the taste was pretty good. You could definitely tell. Ruben Wall says, really depends on what I'm getting. I have so many vendors. That's cool. I like that. I like that. It depends on what you're gonna get. Are you feeling like a appetizer? Are you feeling like a dessert? Well, it depends where. what you're feeling to what you're gonna get. Be Real says, I wish I didn't. I wish I had more tips so I didn't have to clean them so often. You know, I was thinking of that as like, man, somebody needs to make up some way where you just take it once you're done, boop, drop it in, and it comes out clean. I don't know if anybody's thought of that yet, but that's definitely a great idea. So we definitely got a resin ring. This is the homegrown baby cedar and a nice rose wrap. I wasn't sure if we could get the resin ring, but it's definitely there. Oops. Oh, Caligars, that's right. Caligars, that's where you could get all these different glass pieces. There was another one that I got the pink ones from. Where was that? Oh, the Organotips too. I like these too. If you don't have glass, they're like a wooden one, and I put the pink tips inside of there. So those are pretty cool. They do sell them with the paper already inside too, so you don't have to put that extra filter. Be Real says, make balls as layers between stacking the flour. Oh, okay. I think I could do that. I'm gonna have to try that. Maybe what would be next week? We'll do some how to roll a hash holes. I like that. I think I could do it. I think I can. I think I can. East Coast Space City, of course. Dang, that babysitter looks good. Something else I wanted to show was these black tie blunts from their Pineapple Express flavored infused with terpenes. This review came out last night. Definitely check that out. Black tie. And we're going to be reviewing these soon. Domes D9 THC gummies, Pineapple Express hybrid. Got all the Pineapple Express stuff because I really like that movie. So when I saw the Pineapple Express, I was like, man, let's try it. Why not? Well, this is a pretty cool packaging. And these are 10 pieces at 10 milligrams each. So maybe we'll try like 4 or 5 of those and see how we feel. But these I enjoyed. These were pretty good. I still have the other 2 left. And I've never had a pre-roll blunt. This is the first time I've had a pre-roll blunt. And that was pretty good. Then I also got a little gift from them. I thought that was pretty cool. This packaging is really nice for being like a free gift. I love how the leaves look on it. This one's going to be a 1 gram pre-roll of Airheads. So I'm real excited to try that. I like this packaging too because it's like a shaped like a cone, the container. So that looks really cool. I just wish it came with some like a nice tip, a nice glass tip, but that's okay. Paper tips are just as good. Still smoking pretty even. Hasn't canoed or anything yet. Now canoeing is going to be where the blunt starts smoking way up here on one side, and then it goes down here, and then it goes like that, and it looks all weird. And some of that can be from just your roll, making sure that you don't have any extra like loose air gaps. That's why we do the table tap method. So as soon as you roll it and put the paper together, table tap, and all of that's going to just fall and close all those air gaps. So definitely use that table tap method. I found that it's the best way to make sure that you don't have any kind of holes or air gaps in there. Oh yeah, make sure to subscribe, everyone. We already have 71 subscribers. That's crazy. I think that our last rolling sesh was at like 90 views. That's wild. I didn't think 90 people would be watching me roll. I just do this for fun. I just do it in the background of Space City Lives. Oh man, but yeah, I think this definitely goes good together. I don't know if it's just the babysitter or that I haven't had one of these rose wraps in a long time, but oh man, this is really good. They also sent these cool stickers. I thought these were cool as shit. This guy's like in his grow room. Gotta think of a name for him. High Times Cup winner. Oh, I gotta see if what they won. I didn't know they won anything. There you go. Oh, and go check out that playlist, Tejas Chocolate. It's a barbecue and chocolate place in Tomball, Texas, and they have some really good chocolates. They make chocolates. They make barbecue. I've had a brisket sandwich from them. So definitely look them up. I got a whole playlist for them of all their chocolates. They also were the ones that made the Ozzy Osbourne tribute chocolate. So that one wasn't infused, but it was really good carrot cake and white chocolate truffle. So definitely go check that one out. That one was very sweet, and just overall a good quality of chocolates that they're making. You can definitely tell that they put a lot of hard work into those infused chocolates. Nice. Have that, so I'm already ready for my next one. Oh, didn't charge the light. That's cool. There we go. My light ran out. There we go. Perfect. All right, guys. So that was how to use Blazy Susan rose wraps. The best way to roll these is going to be with a glue guard. That way you can brush it on like Picasso and then close it up. So highly recommend a glue guard if you're going to be using these Blazy Susan rose wraps. Had some of the baby cedar. This was that homegrown. See if we can find even just a little piece of it to show you. That's what was in our rose wrap that had a nice resin ring in it. I went over the glass tips. So like I said, you could soak them in alcohol. Once you're done, just take off the paper, take off all that extra stuff on there. And then you're going to soak it in alcohol. I like to soak it overnight. It really takes off all the gunk and everything. If you want it done sooner, you can use a brush. That'll kind of help get everything off. But I highly recommend just to let them soak overnight. Then you're going to take them, put them in some nice warm soapy water. Not too much soap, but just enough to get that alcohol flavor smell off of it. And then just soak it in some plain water, rinse it off, and make sure they dry really good. Something like this is going to take longer to dry because it has the dino teeth in the middle. So just make sure that you give these enough time to dry. If it's something like this one, this will dry pretty quick. Super thin, very easy design on it. So just make sure you dry them out, and then you can store them in any kind of container like this. And then you have just a whole bunch to choose from. And that does save you quite a bit. I know we have a subscription just because we go through so many. I have an Amazon subscription for these, which are just some like paper pre-roll tips. They look like that. So they're really good size that fit the elements. But if you want to save a little bit, I think it's really good to invest in a nice collection of glass tips. And like I said, if you ever come across a pre-roll, a hash hole, something that's rolled up and it has the glass tip, it comes with the rip tip, it comes with some kind of really cool glass piece, I would spend the extra, $5, $10, whatever it is, to get that glass piece. All right. Let's see who else. I see one more fan up in here. Subscribe. Ruben Wallace says, hit your likes. Thank you, Ruben Wallace. Thank you. Dennis Halterman said, what's up, everybody? What's up, Dennis? How you doing? Space City said, definitely subscribe. Definitely subscribe. Man, where's that from? That's from a movie. Oh, what is that? Miss Congeniality. I think that's where that's from. It's like, definitely, definitely. Hey, Ruben. Hello, Dennis Altman. Hello, hello, everybody. Friends. What's up, Dennis? It's Space City Cannabis. Be Real says it costs nothing to like. Absolutely. Don't cost none of your time either. Just a quick boop, 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 boop. Be Real. If you guys want to see where Space City learned to roll. Us, man, maybe we just taught each other. Maybe he had some skills and I had some skills, and we put our skills together, and bam, now we got these bomb ass rolls. That's what happened. All right, guys, it's been a nice sesh. We passed the 30-minute mark, but that's cool. All right, I'll see you guys on the next review, the next live, wherever we're all gonna be. We'll be together. Peace out.